courthouse. My name is Eric Slater. We just had a great victory. We're all going to try to speak out, a rank and file speak out here, as we've done for a few years now. And we hope just the announcement, our legal team first, could bring up the facts of what just happened, the victory that we just won.
My name's Brad Thompson. I'm an attorney with People's Law Office. Along with me is fellow attorney Hakeem Mohammed. Both represent Eric Slater. We just had a very important legal victory, but more than that, an important political victory, that the criminal case against Eric Slater has been dismissed. The judge found that what the CTA did here and what the state was trying to do was a violation of Illinois labor law. The Illinois Public Labor Relations Act protects the right of workers protects the right of the union to engage with workers and to be having discussions on union property, on company property, about matters of the union. That's exactly what Mr. Slater was doing when he was running for the president of the ATU in December of 2022. But instead of allowing him to run for that position, the CTA wanted to suppress him, silence him, and criminalize him. So they shut him down and shut down his candidacy in direct violation of the Illinois Public Labor Relations Act, and that's what the judge found today. I also want to kick to Hakeem to talk about the First Amendment issues on this case, because it goes beyond just the Illinois labor law, and also it's constitutional issues that were raised here, because what the state was trying to do, what the CTA was trying to do, violated the Constitution. Hakeem's going to explain that some more.
You know, shame on the CTA. They brought a criminal prosecution against Mr. Slater purely for exercising conduct that is protected by the First Amendment. The First Amendment protects the right of union organizers to speak, to organize, and the government, the CTA, engaged in a classic case of what is called viewpoint discrimination. They discriminated against him because of the views that he was expressing. He was campaigning to become the union president. The CTA had an alternative candidate who they endorsed. Mr. Slater was trying to improve the quality of work conditions for employees at the CTA. He was trying to become the union president, and they targeted him specifically for this. The First Amendment protects against this type of conduct. This is a blatant violation of the First Amendment. It's a blatant case of viewpoint discrimination, and it should not have happened, and it is good that this case has been dismissed.
Okay, well, I'll just introduce a few things here. Thank you again for this fight, the legal fight. Also, the many co-workers, retirees, unjustly fired workers, many of the fighters for good public transportation and for social justice have come tirelessly, time after time. As we saw the judge, they would yell at us a few times, then they would say, come back another couple days, right? And then we come back, we'd have to take the day off of work. So thank you, everyone who's done that for so long. It's great to have this victory. Just to talk about briefly what happened, so people who don't know the situation. So the Chicago Transit Authority has thousands of bus operators, maintenance workers, clerical workers, and we have an organization, the Amalgamated Transit Union, which helps to coordinate our interests. And sometimes those interests are separate from management and even the city administration. And we need to have our independent voice, our own power. And this includes on the property. We need to make sure that when we sign a contract with the employer, that it's actually followed by the employer. So we elect shop stewards, we elect executive board members and officers of the union to do that. And we have legal authority, right? And we fought for these laws over generations. And what happened in this case is that they were the administration, not just the Chicago Transit Authority, but broadly, this could have affected the workplaces around the country, really, because if the employer can get away with calling the Chicago Police Department or any police department to remove an elected representative from the workplace, then that takes away the whole authority of the workers' power, their union authority, among other things. And to intervene so directly the day before the election, they were attacking our organization itself. This was a protection of labor organizations, period. And this is why this was such an important victory, in my opinion. Briefly, the other fight that's going on here, and I'm going to let some of my coworkers speak after this, is we're still fighting many things. Many hundreds and perhaps thousands of workers are unjustly fired, like myself. And many for political reasons, Many are facing retribution at the workplace currently and are partially silenced. This type of victory helps us to raise our voices, to helps us to gain some confidence, especially other workers who want to become or should become elected leaders among their coworkers. And so soon we're going to have another case when I was terminated, and part of the reason they justified or tried to justify it, we heard in court today, is that I was terminated as a bus operator. I've been a bus operator for 17 years, and I am now still a bus operator. And what they did was they said that as an executive board member, as a shop steward, when George Floyd was murdered, we held discussions as bus operators, as maintenance workers on CTA property, actually in our parking lot. And they stated to us that I was leading a wildcat strike just for discussing whether we felt it was safe, whether to drive the police shuttles, which were going to working class communities that were opposing police and state violence. And so they were attacking the workers' rights then as they are now. And we're also trying to defend our rights, our freedom of speech, and our freedom of organization to take a political view, because many workers had a problem with this, right? And at least the safety issues. And they were cutting down our organization, they were cutting down our right to even talk about what we thought about this whole situation. So that's coming up this month, also the unfair labor practice trial. And so we'll be giving updates for this going on, and I really appreciate the support. We're going to win that. We're also trying to organize other unjustly fired workers who want to fight back as well, who want to get their jobs back. They claim, the Chicago Transit Authority, PACE and others claim they don't have enough bus operators. Well, they treat us so badly, and some of our coworkers will discuss this, and they claim they don't have enough bus operators, not willing to pay us and give us the working conditions we need. We need to fight for those, and part of that is reforming our organizations, reforming our unions, and that's what this struggle is about. So I wanted to bring it up to Robert, if you can say a few words. Go ahead and introduce your name towards the camera if you can.
Yeah, sure. My name is Robert Thomas. I'm a bus operator, CTA, since 2016. I'm here in support of Eric Slater. He ran for union office. The CTA didn't want him to win. They didn't want him to run. The union didn't want him to win or run, but they allowed him on the ballot. So if they allowed him on the ballot, that means he had every right to run. So the CTA is in cahoots with the union. The management and the union are in cahoots. The union actually works with the employer to get members fired and suspended. And our union members and the people who run CTA look just like me. And it's a shame that they work with the people that's supposed to protect us to get us fired and suspended and disciplined. Our working conditions haven't gotten better since COVID started. Probably gotten worse. Still no brick and mortar bathrooms, still got us using porta potties in the middle of winter. Still no warming buses, no cooling buses, still no appreciation. They just had an employee appreciation day on March 18th, and they gave us donuts and coffee, that's it. I mean, come on now, this is a billion dollar company. They need to treat their workers better. They need to stop interfering with the union. They need to stop collusion with the union. They need to get it together. Anybody who speaks up, they try to shut down or try to silence. That has to stop. That's been going on for decades at CTA. They're afraid of the union. They're afraid of people like Eric Slater that's willing to speak up and speak out. And we have to stop that. Thank you.
My name's Steve Eckhart. From ATU Local 308. I have 33 years fixing trains. It's a rare day when a working man walks out of the building like this. His head held high, and all his friends around. Very moved by how much Eric stuck to his guns through this long time. Like co-workers and the socialists, friends and the attorneys that stuck with Eric all through, and this is a real victory for everyone. It would have been a terrible loss as what the attorneys and Eric was talking about. If the CTA had been able to establish they can throw people off company property who are on the union ballot running for office. So that's Ramos' great victory. Strength and unity.
Yes, what?
Yeah. Well, Soleil Smith from the Fix the CTA campaign at Chicago DSA. And also I'm a department steward at GEO 6297 at UIC. There's 2 points that I want to hammer home. First of all, I'm just like over the moon, like super appreciative of Eric and every CTA worker who's fought to protect their right to organize at CTA and protect their fellow workers, because that doesn't just have like a ripple effect within the CTA, it has a ripple effect across the city and across like all of our like work sites, right? At UIC right now we're fighting our own battle against repression of free speech for workers, and so for Eric to stand up for his fellow workers there at the CTA, that also helps us in our own fight, right? So I'm like just super appreciative that Eric and other CTA workers are willing to have everybody's backs, both like in the CTA and across the city, and I'm glad that we can be here and have Eric's back and all the CTA workers' backs. The other thing that I really want to like hammer home is that like Eric is not unique in the situation, and Eric and Robert both spoke to this, right? Constantly, daily, CTA workers are being punished and bothered and harassed by management for doing their jobs, for just talking to their coworkers, for speaking up when their equipment fails, when their tools are not good enough, when they're putting the safety of their workers and the safety of riders at risk. That's unacceptable. And that's why the transit system is degrading in the way that it is, right? We said this last time, we're gonna keep saying it. Their working conditions are our riding conditions. People are wondering, as the CTA is planning on cutting even more transit service for their next schedule, how is it possible that things just keep getting worse? How is it possible that they can't find enough rail and bus operators and people keep leaving? It's because they keep harassing you guys. It's because you don't have the working conditions that you deserve to move people through the city, to give people the freedom they need to see their families, to go to work, to get their groceries, to just live in the city. So we're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep being here for Eric and for CTA workers, and we're going to keep moving forward until we win.
Thank you. Anyone else who would like to speak? You're speaking.
Yeah, I mean, we're just really happy we could be here to support Eric and to support all of our CTA workers who we appreciate so much, who we depend on just to continue to work, to get home every single day. They deserve better treatment. Their working conditions are riding conditions for all workers, and we need to stand together in this. Sorry? I'm Nell.